morning and welcome to Stony and Jamar. How are you doing this morning,
I'm good.
Jamar?
I'm good. Good morning. Good morning, everybody that's watching.
Good morning. And whenever part of the day that you're watching the show, we want to just say thank you so much. We've been in hiatus for a moment. I've been to the Bahamas. I don't know what you've been doing. What have you
Hey, I've been
been up
working, same thing. Nothing
to?
much.
Okay.
Yeah, same
Well,
on the grind.
on the grind, I've been
That's
living the
it.
dream. I'm not
I
working.
I see. I was gonna say let's start right there because I've been watching your social media. You've been making some moves out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been in the Bahamas. I had never been on a boat before. We're getting ready to go back again in February to the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
So given the night job thing was a blessing. At first I felt wounded and I was like, why? Like I just wanted to finish out in peace, but the universe was like, no, go, 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 get.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I wanted to leave the room with dignity and respect, because
Right.
that's just how I am. And but the universe still said, no, go, 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 go. And so now I'm trying to find things to do with myself. And now I'm being forced into my destiny. So I'm
Okay.
spending more time writing. I'm working on my second book. Um, I have so much time to do. And you know what's funny? I have more money now not working than I did when I was working.
That's a blessing.
I
That's a
can't
blessing.
explain it. I I can't explain it.
Hey, sometimes things don't have to be explained,
Yeah.
right?
I'm so grateful to the universe just for allowing me to just be humble enough to know that I'm in his will. And I think if we all thought about it that way, know that we're in his will and that it's not our own being, even though we set out and we have these plans and we have the journey for ourselves, we're in his will.
Mm,
And I don't care who you believe in, you're in his will. There is somebody above the clouds that is operating things for you down here.
okay, okay. But I see you attended some events too, though. What was that about?
Oh, I got invited to the Hope Global Forum
Okay.
with John Hope Bryant. Oh, that was an amazing event. Someone paid $5,000 for me to attend. I was really
Wow.
humble. Yeah, really humble and excited. Got to meet some of the greatest people that I look up to. Um, I've already met Andrew Young. I went to school with his son, so seeing him again was wonderful. And meeting Vance Jones from CNN and Roland Martin, that was a huge one. So these are people. I was like, "Where's Don?" Because I love Don Lemon.
Okay.
But I didn't see him there. So these are people that I look up to in respect of what I do for work. You know, independent journalism, and speaking about the everyday current events. So being in the same room with these people was just like a huge honor, and that someone thought enough about me to say, "Hey, you go." I'm getting emotional. You go
Okay.
and be in the room.
Yes. Yes. That sounds like a wonderful experience. So
Yes, it was
what?
a
I mean,
three
what is
day
that?
three
What
day
I mean?
event. So next year, be prepared because I'm dragging you along.
Hey, if I'm in a position, I'm going.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it. You're on the list. Stony and Jamal
So
podcast.
what is So what is that? What you said it's the Hope?
It's John Hope Bryant. I don't know if you follow him on social media. He is here in Atlanta. He also does a lot of investment. He's an empowering speaker. He teaches a lot about how to transform your mind, your thinking, how to invest your money. like just the mindset, shifting your mindset.
Okay.
And but follow him, John Hope Bryant, on TikTok.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do
He
that.
invests a lot here in properties and things here in Atlanta. He give a lot back to the communities, homeless people. He also invests in businesses. He just believe in people,
Okay.
everyday
Okay.
businesses. Yeah, that's
All
that's the
right.
guy.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, John Hope Ryan.
Yes, John Hope Bryant.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
definitely follow him. I want to know. I want to check
you
it out.
and you've seen him before. You've seen him
Really.
before. You're just not connected yet. As soon as you Google the name and Google him, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, oh wow, I've seen this guy.
Okay.
Trust me, he's already come across your timeline on TikTok. Trust me.
Okay. Okay.
Because
I'm gonna
before
check
I
that
even
out.
got there, I was like, whoa, I'm already following you. I'm already listening to what you're talking about. And it's so many people that were there from around the world, from different ethnicities, from like Wells Fargo. Oh my God, so many banks, so many investors, so many people that want to pour into you. They even had it on the app where you can create your digital business card and people were connecting with you. It didn't matter how small you were in the media or how big you were, everybody was connecting.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why I said next year, I'm taking you with me.
Okay. And did you attend? It looked like you attended like a social media forum too. Or was that the same event?
That's the same. That was the same thing. Yeah, I was a
Okay.
delegate for that for the Monday for the first through the third. It was a 3-day event,
Okay.
and the second day it was everybody was there. The second day, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Andrew Young, Charlemagne was there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you was
Oh
in
my,
that
TD
room.
Jakes. TD Jakes was there. Everybody who was there.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it
All
was
right. Okay.
beautiful. When I say beautiful, the second day was beautiful.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that. You was
Yes.
able to participate in that. That's
Yeah,
big.
that is. So
Okay.
when I get to let my hair down and be myself and do the things that I love, it's just let me know that I'm walking into what's destined for me. We
Right.
all have dreams and things that we've dreamed about as children and young adults and even as adults. But as we daydream, I don't know if you remember that song on called Daydreams. Do you remember that song on
Daydreams.
American Got Talent?
No, I didn't never really watch the show.
Well, it's called. I want you to Google the song. So two things today when you get off the phone with me: John Hope Bryant and Daydreams. And it's the lyrics are your daydreams. It's what you make it. You have the talent and you're dreaming about it, but it's all about you moving forward and um, taking action towards that. And sometimes when we don't take action towards it, the universe, when you're destined to be in that, he will take you literally and move you. You're you're
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
example of that.
Yes.
I'm an example.
Absolutely. Yep.
Exactly.
You're right about that.
Exactly. So for those who don't believe in a higher power, a higher being, there is something there controlling it. Your thoughts too are aligned with the universe. So what I'm saying to you is keep dreaming. Don't give up. Keep manifesting. Keep holding your hands open and keep receiving what the universe has for you. Just keep saying thank you. Like I'm looking up right now and I'm saying thank you, thank you. I'm like a little kid and
Right.
all the candy is coming from the sky and
Okay.
I can't catch it all. I'm
Good.
trying.
Okay.
Oh God. It's good to see you.
You too.
Yes, yes.
Good.
And we're gonna make the best Stony and Jamar podcast where it's enough for all. We won't just talk about politics, you guys. We have a lot to cover, not just politics, but things that are happening locally around the world, everyday news, everyday people, everyday stories. We want to feel connected with our audience, you know.
Right.
So we don't want to
Absolutely.
get just stuck in one genre of news, which is politics, which is really booming right now because our president is just doing all kind of idiotic foolishness. He can't control himself. I'm a
Yeah. And he will continue to do it.
well, it's in his genes. He's
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
about to say that he is who he is.
yeah. We can't change who he is. I just pray that we the people, and when I say we the people, because that's what it's going to become. We the people are going to come together as a nation and we're going to fight back and stand together. That is what the energy is going to eventually become. And it doesn't appear that way now, but as I do my research and as I dig deep into the weird things that people don't really tap into, it's going to be, as the Constitution say, we the people. And we're already beginning to see that with our veterans marching. Did you see that video last week?
I didn't. I did
Oh,
not.
the veterans was marching. FUCK truck.
Really?
Yes, they were out in the streets. They were
That's a
not
good
playing with
thing.
him.
That's a good thing.
I was like, are they serious? They were for real.
Yeah, I could believe that. I
Mm,
mean, people, people are really, really tired of his shenanigans.
mm.
He's taking his country backwards. He's taking it backwards. He's dividing it. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, I I said something when he got elected, and I was going to repost it on the YouTube page. It was shame on me, America. Now it's shame on you, America, because you got me the first time in 2016. I didn't know any better, but
Mm,
this time, come on now.
right.
Why would you want to go down the rabbit hole again?
Yeah.
What's going to be different down the rabbit hole this time? What what's
What
different?
I what I see with that whole thing about Trump, what I don't get is why people never seen this coming. A Donald Trump was, he was on his way. It might have not have been Donald Trump. It may have been somebody else. But when you have a country that refuses to change,
Hmm.
it refuses to change, you open up the door for a Donald Trump. And that's where America was. America was refusing to change. Everything was good as long as a particular group were enjoying the fruits of America. And when the
Mm,
pressure began to come on that group, they responded by putting someone in power that they believed had their best interests at heart. Because America never changed. That mentality of whose country this is,
mhm,
right? That group of people who believe that this is their country.
mm,
And when the grip tightened on them, they put somebody in power that they believe would give them their country back. They felt they were losing their country.
mm.
And that's just a result of not changing.
Not this land is your land. Not this land is my land from California. Not that part. Just this land is my
My
land.
land. Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
that part. Now, I see a lot has happened since the last time you and I have been on the podcast. Marjorie Taylor Greene has resigned. Um, you have Jasmine Crockett
Crockett.
running.
Mhm.
for a
That's it.
seat in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot is shifting as far as the Democratic Party um, announcing themselves to be heard and keeping the democracy and what they say alive. But as all of those things play out in front, behind the scenes, we have the Fannie Willis story. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's a big thing. Fannie Willis took us all by storm in, what was that, 2023 when she indicted President Trump. Matter
Right.
of fact, it was April the 14th, 2023, when she brought up um, 41 charges, 13 of them being against Donald Trump. Um, there were the Georgia RICO charges. So let's do a little. I don't know if I can find some photos here of her. Not that it really. Hmm.
You probably don't need any photos. The people probably know who she is.
Yeah, I'm sure they know who she is. So you're right. We don't need photos of her. And usually, okay, but so Fannie Willis is a highly influential prosecutor who is worth approximately, according to Forbes, $8 million in 2025.
Mm.
And yes, she is the first Black female district attorney for Fulton County, Georgia. And she is known for prosecuting high profile cases, and one of them being the election interference case against the now President Donald Trump, along with his allies. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Willis also prosecuted the Atlanta public school cheating scandal. Do you remember that?
I wasn't in Atlanta at the time.
Okay, but
Yeah, I wasn't here.
yeah, that was a big thing. Willis' legal career began in Fulton County District Attorney in the early 2000, like 2001. She built a skilled reputation as a prosecutor before becoming a district attorney in 2020, raised by a Black Panther defense attorney father. So, a father is a defense attorney out of Washington, D.C., but he also was a Black Panther. So, here we have someone who is a strong, educated Black woman that has come up against one of, the chief.
Yeah.
That's
One of the most powerful political figures in America right now.
exactly. Now, Willis graduated from Howard University and then again from Emory Law School in 1996. And Willis opened her own private practice, and she ran that practice from 2018 to 2020. She served as a chief magistrate judge in South Fulton County, Georgia. She was elected in 2020 as the district attorney of Fulton County, taking office in 2021. And as I said before, in August the 14th, 2023, Willis indicted Trump and 18 others on 41 charges. 13 against 13 of those charges was against Trump. Now, Willis is set to testify before a Georgia Senate committee on December the 17th in relation to her Trump prosecution. Now, the committee's goal, which is the Republican who is bringing this um, subpoena, so she knows that she was recently subpoenaed.
Subpoena, yes.
Um, the first subpoena, she kind of avoided having to go, but now she's having to step forward and go. So the committee, the Republican committee, seeks to investigate Willis for her conduct and her motivations in the Trump election and interference case. So what they're trying to say is that her actions were not appropriate.
Mhm.
and bringing him to an indictment. And so
Right.
now they're flipping the tables on her and saying that her conduct was inappropriate. How and what?
Yeah. This is political. I mean, this is a political attack, right? It's retribution for a black woman in the South to bring up charges in an indictment on, like I said earlier, one of the most powerful political figures in America and a white man, right? So we have a racial dynamic, a gender dynamic, and she's in the South, a Republican state. This is nothing more than retaliation. Fannie Willis built one of the strongest cases against Donald Trump for election interference. Her case was strong. We know the case was strong because when the whole thing came out with her, the relationship with what was that, Nathan Wade,
Oh, Nathan Wade, yes.
right? So that was the beginning of the so-called controversy. But even when that came out, the judge did not dismiss the case. He just they just ruled that Nathan Wade needed to step down. So
Right.
that right there showed that the evidence was strong. And even after that, the next panel of judges, they only told Fannie Willis to step down. They never dismissed this case. This case was based off. She has one of the strongest cases. She
Mhm.
built the strongest case. Her record as an attorney, a district attorney, is almost impeccable.
Mhm.
It's almost impeccable.
It
She has
is.
done a lot in Georgia as the district attorney. So
Yes.
this is nothing more than retaliation for her charging and indicting Donald Trump. It's real simple.
Now, Willis indicted Trump under the Georgia RICO law for alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
As she should. Yeah.
Now, a defense attorney alleged, like you said, improper relations between Willis and special prosecutor at the time,
Hmm.
Nathan Wade, leading to Willis' removal from the case by the Court of Appeals, although Willis denied any conflict of interest at the time. Now, the Senate committee was formed to look into this misconduct of allegations against Willis, with some members facing reelection. So you got some of the members that are on this committee that are up for reelection, and Willis is preparing to face this legislative scrutiny on December the 17th, while the fallout from her disqualification in the high-profile Trump case continue on. Now, one of her biggest advocates is former Governor Roy Barnes. You remember him?
I wasn't here during his governorship.
Okay, you wasn't okay. Well, now, former Governor Roy Barnes, who is acting as an attorney on behalf of Willis, he's cited that the subpoena issued by the Senate Special Committee on the investigation is moot. He like, And now Barnes also argued that the subpoena is not valid because it was issued August 2024 under the 157 General Assembly of Georgia, and that body dissolved in January when the 158th General Assembly was sworn in. So from what I read in that article was once the new body was formed in, anything that had taken place or was created under the old body is no longer effective.
Mm. Yeah. Um, there was no misconduct. They found no evidence to misconduct. Bad decision maybe, because when she entered in, her and Nathan Wade both testified that when they entered into a relationship, it
Mhm.
was after he was already hired. So it's not like they were in a relationship and then she hired him. So maybe it was bad judgment at best, but there was no misconduct. If there had been misconduct, like I said prior, the judge would have dismissed the case.
Right.
right? This case didn't get dismissed until they went out and found a prosecutor that they say is uh, bipartisan, and he just refused to prosecute the case. But this case was seen by the trial judge, who ruled that the case had enough evidence to go forward. The panel of the uh, uh, appeal judges
Uh-huh.
decided that the case had enough evidence to move forward. They just took Fanny off the case. So, like, this is just I mean, like I said, this is an obvious case of retaliation. Like, you put a legislative body together to subpoena this woman just because she brought charges, as she should. It was election interference.
Yes.
The evidence showed that. And yes, she should have used the RICO. It was multiple co-defendants.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pressing people. They were actually reaching out to people who were working at the polls and putting pressure on them. So yes, the RICO statute was that's what she supposed to charge them with. Like, this whole thing is bogus.
And as it shows that he was doing things that were illegal to the voting at that time, because he's still doing things now with the redistricting of the maps and things of that nature, and trying to make it legal to rezone and redistricting of the maps in a legal way,
Right.
because he's already gotten caught in Georgia, doing it that way. So he's trying to revise it and do it another way. So it's evidence showing that as he tries to um, take over and have dictatorship, because I believe it was something that he stated the other day, American wants dictatorship.
Mm.
They
That's what
want,
all dictators say.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what all dictators say.
right.
You, there's that idea to even make that statement is a dictator statement, telling the people what we want. If the people wanted a dictator, then we would have already had one. Evidently, we don't want one, but that's a dictator dictating to the people what we want.
Right.
Typical Donald Trump.
Yes. Now, another thing that I was excited to see during while I was on vacation, the Letitia James, her case, and James Comey, um,
Hmm.
those cases being overturned. I thought that was, justice coming into play, and people really in the judicial system waking up and saying, you can't use the judicial system as a toy to hurt people for for no reason, because you don't like them.
Right. Or because you want to retaliate, because Letitia was another one who actually convicted Donald Trump. So this
Yes.
was another case of retaliation. And it really shows a bigger problem in America, but also in the black community. When you look, you're seeing these black women being attacked. Letitia, Fanny, Stacey Abrams. In
Hmm.
the last 10, 15 years in the political arena, black women have been the most vocal and the most active in pushing for change. And so you see this administration and this MAGA party, they're going out of their way to attack black women and either discredit them and put them back in their place. Something that's not new. Like I said, America refuses to change. This is not something new. These are things that happened in the past. When a black person steps out of line, we need to put them back in line. And that's what we're looking at right now.
Mm.
So maybe it's time for the black community to rethink how we are approaching American politics. Just my thoughts.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And as you know, during the time a month ago, when we had the government shut down, we had in the forefront, we had a lot of things going on with SNAP, and A lot of people were affected by that. Now they're saying that there are going to be new qualifications that you have to qualify to get these benefits.
Mhm.
Do and I see a lot of black men speaking about black women getting these benefits, or they shouldn't be getting these benefits. And a lot of black women don't get SNAP.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
do get a portion because they may have, kids, but they don't get, like, they're not just sitting at home. This is not 1984 where you're just sitting at home getting food stamps and you're not having to work. That has been gone a long time ago. You have to work. You're gonna have to either go to school, put so many hours in. Do you feel that if a woman, no matter what her ethnicity is and how many kids she have to work to be able to receive SNAP benefits or Medicaid?
I feel feed people who hungry. Feed people who need food. There's no reason to even question uh what a person is doing with these SNAP benefits. If they need some food, feed them. I mean, that's part of being a nation. This idea that um these women are just sitting home collecting benefits. What business is? I mean, why does that bother you so much? Even if they were this attack on women, black women, there's plenty of women out here that's getting up every day, going to work. They handling their business. They taking care of their kids. Why not talk about when you speak about these women getting benefits? Why not talk about why they're getting benefits? Where are the men at? Why aren't the men these pull your bootstrap up, work every day? Where are these guys at? Why are they not taking care of these children? Why are these women on SNAP benefits? Why are we not having that discussion? I feel like feed people. Feed people. I mean, I would rather feed people than to see people go hungry and complain about this little $36 a month that I'm paying in taxes. Well, I'm gonna hold it down myself while Stony is answering her phone, maybe. But what I was saying was, we worried about these little $36 worth of taxes we pay, and you have uh, multi-million-dollar companies who are robbing us blind, who are paying almost no taxes. You have millionaires who pay the least amount of taxes on the dollars that they make. You
Hmm.
have, I mean, so why are we acting like the SNAP benefit people is the ones really hurting our pockets when it's really the billion-dollar companies and the millionaires that's really getting over? It's not the SNAP people, excuse me. What's wrong? You all right?
My phone keeps ringing, and I don't understand why people call me. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody was calling like back to back.
It seems, yeah.
Yeah, it was the
Everything
same
good?
call.
You sure it's not no emergency? You
Wow.
sure it's not an emergency?
Yeah, it was. They were sending me a message about my dad. He's to be released tomorrow, and they were leaving me a message about him for me to pick him up. But
Okay.
I will call them back as soon as I leave. I thought it was something else, but it was just it can transmit the message. I'm sorry. But no, you're definitely right that I feel like it shouldn't be such a hard. People that are in need should be able to get these benefits without such hard scrutiny. But they're saying that they're asking everybody to resubmit applications. So do you know how hard that's going to be? How long that's going to take for if everybody have to resubmit their applications at one time to be
Mm.
resubmitted? Like, come on. That's going to be
Yeah,
crazy. It could take you a year to get approved.
yeah, and that's the point. You know, that's it's all. Well, this is something I learned a long time ago with opportunities and loans or grants. They like to make the process tedious because they want
Yeah.
you to give up. They want you to go. There's so many grants out here for black businesses or ex felons coming home from prison, but they'll deny you 3 or 4 times. They want you to say, "Ah, forget about it." So yeah, that's the idea. Make it tedious and get them off of food stamps, as if that's going to save Americans a lot of money. It's really not. It's not.
So, probably about 5, 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, Georgia law started doing these different criterias that you could qualify for food stamps. So if you have been convicted of either stealing food stamps or doing something illegal with food stamps, you couldn't get food stamps. If
Mhm,
you have been convicted of a drug crime, you couldn't get food stamps. If you were a
mhm,
convicted felon within the last such and such, they were like trying to narrow it down
mhm.
so you couldn't qualify for the benefits. And if you answered wrongfully to one of these questions, you could be in trouble for perjury
Mhm.
and be sentenced to prison for lying just to get something to eat.
Yeah. So the poor, the elderly, the veterans, felons, those people actually need the most help. But those are the ones that, excuse me, majority of Americans don't want to help.
Right.
Don't want to help at all. A felon trying to change his life. I thought in this country, you do the crime, you do the time. You come home and but that's not how this country works.
No.
No, it's not.
I hear people talk about convicted felons all the
Oh,
time and just running convicted felons in the ground.
yes.
Um, but everybody has done something, and I'm going to say this, and some of us have not gotten caught, and some of us are in the will of God, and God wanted to reconstruct us and
Mm,
reform us and make an example out of and change our lives. And
right.
some of us are still doing the same thing and praying that the popo ain't behind us. So I seen an article or a post the other day where what is his name? God, the comedian Mike,
Mike
whatever his
Epps.
name.
Mike Epps.
Yes, he
Yeah.
had said something about convicted felons, men when they.
Celebrating them when they come home. Was that the quote
Yes,
you're talking about? Yeah.
yes. So I have a problem with that, and I was like, I really had a lot of respect for Mike Epps, and I used to think he was very funny, but I do not think you like people until you start to listen to how they think, and you're being judgmental and thinking, um, judging someone about them going to prison. You don't know what that person or why they made that choice to have to go there. You don't know
Right.
why they did what they did. So, like, I've heard somebody talk about me the other day on their social media post saying that I went to prison, I was a convicted felon. And I'm like, so
Right.
these are my 2 feet. That is my journey. This is something I had to answer to. So you're pointing that out It's nothing that I haven't told anybody because I make that known because I let people know who I am. So it gives you the choice on whether or not you want to deal with me or not. So
Hmm.
if what I've done in my past make it where and you say, hey, I don't want to deal with you because you have been to prison and you are a convicted felon. I don't want you to come over in my house for dinner, then that's fine. I'd rather know that now than to sit with you and laugh with you and you find out and then you're like, oh my God.
Right.
You understand? So I'm
Absolutely.
always honest and I don't care about people judging me because I have forgiven myself. I've
Hmm.
done my time. I did the crime. I put it away. I can get out here and I can do just as a good job as any other American citizen or person.
Hmm.
What I have done doesn't stop me from where I'm going. And I
Right.
don't care what you think about me. I
Now
don't
you're not
care.
supposed to. And this whole thing about convicted felons. If people only knew, unlike yourself, some people don't reveal that they're convicted felons. But you'll be surprised that your therapist may be a convicted felon. Not only a convicted felon, they may be a recovering addict, right? Because they caught a case back in the 80s, did their time, came home. Because see, back then, they still had the programs in prison. So people received associate degrees, came home, got a bachelor's, a master's. You have convicted felons who have doctorates. I just seen an article recently on an attorney who's a convicted felon that was in prison. So
Mhm.
this whole idea that convicted felons are these they're just people who made a mistake, or they just somebody who did a crime, they did their time. Now, don't get me wrong, you have some who continue, like you said, to live that lifestyle and have that same mentality. But you have a lot, like I said, unlike yourself, who may not never reveal that they're a convicted felon, and you would never know how
Mhm.
they carry themselves, how they present themselves. They're very respectful. They have, like I said, they have letters behind their names. They
Mhm.
have very good jobs. You would never know. It's just another excuse for me to be better than you. It's just another excuse to find some way to blame somebody else for my shortcomings or my mediocrity.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to sit back and believe that somebody who went to prison is doing better than me. How is that possible? Right?
It's your character. It is your character at the end of the day. And I
Always.
say this all the time. People can judge people how fat they are, how they look on the outside. It is your character, your integrity, how you carry yourself, that light that's inside of you. What you do when someone is not looking carries far more than your doctorate degree, than
Hmm.
your associate degree, than your BBL, than
Hmm.
your gastric bypass. It carries more weight than anything.
Yes.
So
And
I want to say to anybody today, if you want to work on anything in your life, work on your integrity.
that's right.
What you do when someone isn't looking,
Yeah,
how you're
absolutely.
thinking and carry yourself,
Your
how you
character.
treat the next man.
Right.
That's what matters in this world. And forgive yourself for any of your past transgressions.
Hmm.
And that's what make you an outstanding individual.
Yes.
So that's my take on it. So for Mike Epps, if for people that have been to prison and that have done their time and that are not out here doing the same thing and that have open businesses, let's celebrate them.
Right. I
Good
think
for
he
the
was.
men that coming home, taking care of their families, opening
Yeah,
up businesses. Good
yeah,
for
yeah.
them.
Yeah, everybody's using this excuse about what doesn't look good for the community, and that's what he was like. That's what he was talking about. Oh, why are we celebrating uh individuals who've been to prison and come home? We shouldn't be celebrating them because it doesn't look good. It's a lot of things that does not look good in the community, right? That we
Well,
celebrate all the time.
well, it doesn't look good for him to play a mechanic with a wife and a baby mama, and
Portraying, right? You're portraying, but you won't talk about that.
you won't talk
Right?
about
You
that.
want that imagery, it's the same, it's the same type of imagery,
It is, and that
right?
you smoke weed, and that you stole your wife's money. Let's talk about that.
Same type of imagery. But
Yes,
you want to focus on that, which
and
you
you
know,
play this character, and there are people that can identify with that Mike Epps character because that's the everyday man.
at least
But
that's
you
what they
getting a
think.
check from playing that guy.
And that's right. And you know what else?
But
You'll take a check for playing that felon that came home from prison and being celebrated. So let's not act like, and you know you said it best. Your integrity and your character.
yes,
What do other people say about you? Right? What is some, if I was to ask 20 people about Stony Love, what are they going to say tell me about Stony Love? This and vice versa. If you ask 20 people about Jamar, what are they going to stop telling everybody about who you are? Let somebody else testify for you. Right?
exactly. And
That'll
that's
tell
what
what your
people need to
character is.
understand. Be humble. And in the
Right.
word of God, he says, don't brag about yourself. All this bodaciousness and grandiose, braggadociousness, stop all of that. Allow other people to speak
Now
on
somebody
of
else
you.
talk about it. That's right.
Yes. I
That's
don't
called
talk about me.
testimony.
I
Right.
know. Like I wasn't like today when you asked me about where I've been, I wasn't even gonna come on here and talk about where I've been.
Well, but that's why
I
I
was
did it because I wanted you to celebrate that. You know what I mean? It wasn't about you right. You wasn't gonna do it, but that's my character and my integrity to say, hey, whoa, before we start talking about anything else, what you been up to? Because I've been seeing you doing your thing, right?
right because I'm so humble.
Right.
It's I just and if more people move like that in the world, and it was one thing that I said the other day. I said to him when we were on the cruise, if everybody act like they were on a cruise in the world and had to get back home, the world would be a better place.
Huh. I
Have
don't
you been
know
on a
because some of
cruise
them
before?
cruises be wilding.
Have you been on a cruise before?
No, no.
Oh, let me tell you, everybody from all ethnicity, I don't care where they from, they so nice even if they can't speak your language
Yeah.
because they got to get back home. They
I
don't want
get
no
what you're
problems.
saying.
They don't want no problems with customs. They
Yeah,
don't want to be detained.
I
So
got
if
you.
everybody had that mentality in the world and spoke to everybody, I even sat down next to an Indian guy. Turned out he was a millionaire.
Mm,
Would I have normally sat next to him? Would he have let me sit next to him? No.
right.
Now we chat constantly on WhatsApp. He wants to
Okay.
invest into the podcast. So it's things like that. If everybody had that mentality around the world, like they were on a cruise and had customs waiting and gonna lock them up if they did something wrong,
Yeah. It'd be a better
ooh,
place.
it'd be a nice place.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm just thinking of the feeling as I think about that because there was not one prejudice bone on that ship. If it was, they didn't exemplify it. And there were
Mhm.
people from the trailer park all the way to the mansions on there.
Yeah.
And they were all good morning, how are you doing? Squeezing in the elevators together, touching, sitting
Right.
next to each other, like in harmony.
It's like that sometimes. Gotta love it.
We need that mentality in the world. So as I leave the show today, I need for everybody to act like they on a cruise as they walk in Walmart today, as they
Right.
see the Indian guy, the Mexican woman, the Latino, the Puerto Rican. Say hello, smile.
Hopefully we'll
Now,
get there one day.
yes, we're gonna get there, but we, Stony and Jamar, as people, we spread the love, and we as people can teach others. It can be contagious
Right.
because we never know who's watching us.
That's right.
You just never know who's clicking on
You're right.
or who's scrolling through YouTube.
Absolutely.
And we just never know. But I just want to leave everybody with a happy thought. My shirts say, I don't know what it says.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I'm not.
There you go.
I'm just me.
That's right.
And I wish everybody a good day. Will we be back tomorrow?
Uh,
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Friday. I got an appointment for tomorrow.
We'll be back on Friday, you guys, with maybe we'll do some local news on Friday. Talk
Okay.
about some local things. What's going on in just the US. Because people are crazy. We're gonna see what's going on around the world. And we wish
Okay.
everybody a great day today. And until the next time, keep your head up and work on your integrity. And
And
we'll
be
until the
blessed.
next time, drink your water and mind your business.
Have a good one.
You too, Jamar. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.